it still says going live. There's something.
You're right, you've gone live, but I may have to go and sort the baby out 1 second.
Right, I think the world could probably hear that. So let's hear it from the audience. Can you see what's actually going on now? Do we have the logos up on screen?
Yes, there are logos on the screen, and they're not in very good focus, but they are there.
Yeah.
Good evening, all.
So I'm kind of
How's
hoping
everyone
that
doing?
everyone can hear this. It was a little bit improvised and a little bit last second. Everyone says yes, so that's good. Happy days. So let me introduce everyone to. I don't think you can see. Can you see? Can they see the video? Is the video visible of Fifey in the corner? No.
No, it's not at the moment.
That's unfortunate. So you're gonna have to just take our word for it that the draw is fair. Then we do have the sound working. Fifey, say hello.
Evening, everybody.
Excellent. So the so the voice is there. So we're gonna have to deal with that, obviously.
Right.
We'll try and get
in
this
2
sorted
minutes,
for.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, we'll try and get only the most professional streamers here. We'll try and get this sorted for Sunday, obviously. What we're gonna do tonight. Let me just pop the comments up so I can see what people are saying, if anything. What we're gonna 5e be louder. That's probably my fault. I'll turn 5e up.
Hello!
More than trust the integrity of guys involved. Okay, well, I can record it separately if anyone wants that. Either way, we haven't got all night, funnily enough. So what will happen is that hopefully now you can see all the logos of the teams on the screen, numbered 1 to 14. What we'll do is we'll bring up each of the 14 squads, the pre-assigned squads. Fife is going to draw a random name out of a hat, and that team is going to then have their kind of logo assigned to them. So without further ado, and hopefully this should actually work. It would really help if I could see what I was doing. That would be a great benefit to me. Let's see. So yep, you can now. You can definitely see the team number 1 coming up on the screen. So we've got Langfield, we've got Kufre, Dalmat, Babayaro. What do you think of this of team 1, Fifey? Stefan Dalmat, Chris Sutton.
There's talent in every team, and I don't think anyone would be too upset with just about any of the squads. I know some people have already picked out their favourites, but yeah, you said some of the names there. Kufre did well last year. Dalmat's not a bad player. Considering these are supposed to be fillers, there are throughout the squads 1 or 2 quality names that people can get excited about having.
Babayaro could start on a left wing back. He's not the worst there. Welsh played for pretty much the whole season for Churchtown, who finished second last season. So there's a couple of good names in there. But if you wanna draw out if we can have a draw from the drawing team.
The team getting squad number 1 is Dudley Hill.
Dudley Hill. Now I just have to figure out which one that is. There we go. So we'll put Dudley Hill in here. So congratulations to Dudley.
I have an assistant with me this evening drawing the even teams. Is my son. He'll be picking out teams 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14.
Excellent. Well, we'll see your son and Team 2 in action. So in Team 2, we've got Gabriel Milito is in there. I don't know why he's not highlighted. We've got Nicholas Anelka. Who gets Nicholas Anelka? Someone's going to be desperate for him. I know that Scott Chutley, manager, now Bostock manager or something like that anyway, was looking at Anelka in a possible future transfer window. A couple of Danes in there. Suma, who plays in the Super League. Morten Gamst is in there. There's a few guys in there. So over to you, Fifey and Son.
And Aidan has drawn out Northern Burn.
Northern Burn. Ian Edwards gets the pleasure of these guys. Let's see. Put the pictures in the right places here. So Northern Burn is team number 2. Very, very good. We'll see if Ian will be keeping an Elka or if he's already planning some transfer deals with that. We've got Milito in there as well. Interesting to see what Ian does with that. Team number 3, we have I was going to say we have a Super League winner, but he was actually benched for the final in Rab Douglas. Elmander is in there, previous of Swindon Devils, obviously. Carlos Shax, who came in for Chudley and did a brilliant job there. Pamo Dukar, Emre, another Sloth guy, another Devils guy, wasn't he? So yeah, few people in here in Team 3, and who gets the pleasure of that one, Fifey?
The Gazelles.
The Gazelles. So this is Craig's rebranded Hoddesdon Hornets that have the pleasure of Galasek, very solid DMC at Ajax. John Carew is in there as well, young promising player, and obviously a great goalkeeper in there already. Mourinho, who was in the Super League as well, I think. Yeah, not a bad squad for Craig at all.
No, he'd be happy with that. I think a few people picked out Team 3 as one they quite fancy.
I mean, there's definitely players in there that can start. I mean, Chardel is not a bad striker if you're looking for a backup or something else. Joaquin is a good player. Yeah, Abel Savia of Bolton, obviously. I think he played there. So yeah, decent enough side. Team 4, I don't know if anyone's been. There must be a few people who've been after that. They've got Prodden, they've got Vredi, Belletti is there, Luisao. Edmilson Comandini is in there. He's a guy you see sometimes. Venetidis.
Yeah, I think Team 4 was one of the teams I said that I wouldn't mind having, to be fair.
Well, Mark Mavian Foe did a decent enough job for you, definitely. Van Petter's in there, obviously a Super League legend almost, if not in terms of playing, then at least in photos that were exchanged over the years. And who's lucky enough to get Van Petter and the boys? Should be Rob,
Aidan
really.
Hawthorne, Fulchester.
Fulchester. So that is the rebranded Panathinaikos, I believe.
I'll take your word for it. I'm still trying to remember who everyone
Yeah,
is.
same. But anyway, that's where Van Petter's ending up, and Kevin Phillips. So that's not a bad place for them. A decent goalkeeper. Bosnich is in there as well. Jos Valgaren. There's actually a pretty solid squad, number 4 here as well. Good few players in there that could make a starting 11. For team number 5, we've got Paluca as a good goalkeeper there. We've got Jamie Carragher, again someone who's been in the Super League. Johnson, who was probably the signing of the season in the second half of this, certainly in terms of highest averages. There's Petit, who I guess is the Portuguese one or the French one. I'm not sure.
The
Danielson is
one
in
you
there.
thought is the Portuguese one.
Right. There's Diego Tristan as well. Lucas Radebe. So maybe one for one of the Leeds fans. Let's see who gets team number 5.
Hull's Vikings.
Hull's Vikings. So there's going to be a Norwegian in charge of this side. Let's see if there's. Well, he gets Good Johnson. That's as close to Norwegian as he's. Oh no, he gets Tora Andre Flo. Tora Andre Flo is coming. Football is genuinely coming home to the Vikings. Well, you're gonna have to, Jens. You're gonna have to keep him in. That's gonna be. I should actually impose a non-transfer rule on specific players that folk are gonna have to keep and actually play. I think that would only be natural. Anyway, we're moving on to team number 6. We've got Overmars. There was a couple of people asking for him already. I think he wasn't an omission, but I think he just left very early on in the last iteration that we had of the Super League. Patsasoglu is there. The other Zanetti is there. Karagunis. Christian Doni is in here. Kavinagi. Everton. There's really some decent players in Team 6 as well. Jens Lehmann, probably the best keeper over the 2 seasons in the Super League, or one of them anyway. So yeah, really strong. Who's lucky enough to end up with these boys, Fifey?
Now, Aidan?
Churchtown.
Churchtown gets this particular team. Thanks very much, Aidan. Let's see. We'll pop Churchtown in here. That's an interesting one. Let's see. Is there any of his previous? There's Rocky Santa Cruz. There's Gibril Cisse in here as well. Boomsong is in here as well. That's actually Patsatoglu, Kufur. That's
not a bad squad, that.
That's a pretty strong squad we've got here. We've got team number 7 coming up next. There's Balak in there.
Doing everyone on back.
Pirlo is in here as well. Are you back, Ryan?
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
You're on team 7, Ryan.
Pardon?
We're on
You're
team 7.
We're up to
Yeah,
Team 7.
Death,
Team 7 is okay, says Alf. Nice pull for Kieran.
Death
So yeah,
shouted out to me.
just
We've got
putting up the...
two old but really, really quality defenders in Gamara and Desai. So I was thinking if you kind of got drawn in say your kind of picks in the top 14 defenders were really good defenders, and you might have some kind of bargaining chips with your defenders because you've got two really good kind of solid backups there. And Dean Richards as well, who wasn't in the Super League last time, but is a really solid centre back. So yeah, I think that it's more a defensive minded selection, but I think there's some really good players in there.
Yeah, and
Well,
obviously we've got Captain Sweps, the legend, Ido Good Johnson in there as well, and Balfour Guian, who I'm not familiar with, but let's see if we can put a face to the name, a face to Team 7. Who's going to be the lucky manager of this side?
luckily, Ryan, it's someone who's very defensive minded. It's Spartak Sloths.
Spartak Sloths. Let's see if we can get them over. There we go. Halfway through the draw, team number 7, Spartak Sloths. He gets Balag again. Balag was a Sloths player last time out, wasn't he? So, and Desai, Gamara, yeah, there's definitely a couple of good players in there. Nilse Johansson as well. I think a few people were asking for him in the previous iteration. So that's another good one.
Balfour Jean was recommended by Scott Sadler, I do believe.
Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see who ends up with him. In team number 8, Piers Michael, obviously the star of the show. We forgot Eddie Pope, Hargreaves and Carrick, both of Hornets. I think Craig had both of these guys, didn't he? There's Serginho, who I know people were asking for. Rusiki is a good player. Kaka was in the league. Robbie Fowler's there. Bernard Romeo, who played plenty of games for Churchtown. There's another strong squad, isn't it?
Also got the legend of David Collins in there as well.
Oh God, yeah.
Looking back, I mean, I know Thomas Rosicki was in a Super League Grand Final with Astor, I believe, when they played Haller a few years back. He's definitely got pedigree. Fowler is a goal scorer. Southgate, was it Swindon last time out? He started at Swindon, might have been transferred away, but he's
No, I've never had him.
All right, he's definitely season 1 a really solid centre back. However,
finished at Hornets anyway. Fifey, you've not got a squad yet. Fifey, you fancy teammate for you, or you're holding out for something better?
No, I'd definitely take teammate if I got the option.
Well, it's Aiden to pick, I think, for the even ones.
Yeah, and he's gonna call this one out himself.
Dragons.
It's gonna be for the Dragons, so that's a pretty decent squad for Jamie and his 9 co-managers.
I'm gonna say it's full backroom staff of about 27 people.
Oh gosh, well let's hope. No disrespect to his last assistant manager, but it didn't go that well at the beginning of last season. So we'll see if they'll have a little bit more luck this time around. We'll see. I can see that Wooders is in here as well. We'll see if that gets any better. Sorry about poor quality. We will sort before the weekend. Yeah, my computer says I need to install some Windows updates and things like that. So we'll try and improve that for the weekend.
Yeah.
I think it's me having a video call and trying to stream it at the same time. That's maybe not great. Oh well, for some people it's fine. Okay. Anyway, we're also on a time limit with the Zoom call, so let's move on to team number 9. Guillermo played for Astra, obviously, an important role in the last season. We've got Martin Keown, Stephen Carr.
Yeah, I'd say 2 big players that I kind of look at: Alessio Takinade and Mehmet Scholl, who didn't make the Super League last year, but Mehmet Scholl definitely at the 2 could have made the Super League, and he's one of those who's really good in that centre midfield position, which a lot of kind of teams were missing out on that centre midfielder last year, and we had a few random players in there, but both of those players can do it. Both of those, Alessio Takinade, Serie A, and in the Bundesliga, Mehmet Scholl, both really good players. Ruggiero, was he Dragon's best choice keeper last time out? And Mikhail Silvestre is a Super League winner with Haller. a few teams that are.
I was gonna say for central defense. I mean, I know it's season one, but Fifey, you could start if this was you. You could start Sylvester and Radoy. It's not a terrible pairing at centre back unless you had something unless you had something much better in there. Carlos Janca and Zamorano, interesting players as well. Guillermo reunion for team nine. So Alf is desperate for this one. Fifey, could you do us
I would,
the
yeah, I would just say the last thing I'll say it, Matt. I'm aware of the time, but yeah, Martin Keown is one. If you look at Alf's favourite tool, CM Scout is one of the top 10 centre backs on the game in season one. So I mean, you mentioned that Mirel Radoy. He's probably, I think he starts at 18 years old. He's definitely one for the future, but Keown can definitely do a job in that first season.
Well, you can call me a miracle worker if you like, but I have drawn out Astor Athletic.
Oh, well, you're in luck there, Alf. Let's pop the logo. Oh, that was the Dragons logo. We don't want that. What have I done here? Only the most professional streamers tonight. Yeah, Asta gets that. Asta gets that. And what have we got left? We've got 10. We've got five teams left. So let's see if we can get them distributed. Fifey, fancy managing Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, Mark Viduka, Robbie Perez, Sebastian Kehl.
They can't score any less goals than my last team did.
Shota Avalata and Jon Dahl Thomason as well. Not bad. Fernando Rickson. Can we have a number 10, a team for number 10 from Aiden, please?
Do you want to read it or shall I? I can't remember what the second name is, but it's Locomotive B.
Locomotive Boston.
That'll do.
Locomotive Boston ends up with this. Nick Matulin is in there. This is a pretty strong squad. I think squad number 10, isn't it? Team 3
Nick
without a
Matulin's
single.
great if you can keep him happy. Yeah, and there's two Super League starters in there. And Johnny Floyd Hasselbank played for Astor last time out, and Mark Viduka up front for Dragons. So, you mean they're starting 11 players?
Stefan Close most of the games in goal for Sloths, no, for Hooligans as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So yeah, Sebastian Kehl got a game or two in there as well. Robbie Perez, we didn't see much of him. I don't know what happened to him, but there's a few good players in there. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, again, if you're looking at the stats, you're struggling to find a better striker in season one than Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank as well. He's definitely up there on stats alone. Anyway, 4 squads left. We've got team number 11. Was this picked out by some people as being the most awful and horrendous? I think the consensus was that it was terrible. It does have Rocky Jr., Karsten Ramelov in there, which are good players. You've got Van der Meide, Damien Duff. I'm sure there's a left-sided midfielder as well in here somewhere. I can't remember.
Damien Duff's the left-sided one, Michael Lamey's the right-sided one, and Daniel Cruz. So it's definitely something. Like Carson Ramelow had a few absolute stormers, I think, season one of the last iteration. A big player. It's also got the legend that is Paul Douglas as well.
Yeah, Craig. These squads are the first 24 players. You will get another 14 players, but this is Paul Douglas, obviously. So it should really be. Well, we'll see. Let's not presume anything. Let's have a draw, Fifey.
I'm very sorry, Ian, but Paul Douglas is going to Bostock Stanley.
Oh, that's got him. I absolutely love that drawing, mate. That is fantastic.
I can't wait for the Twitter reaction.
Oh, I think he might struggle. I think he might struggle for a start. Maybe he can do a deal with his friends north of the border. Ian, let's talk, Scott says in the comments. Right, well, Fifey, you don't have a team yet. I don't know if you're deliberately holding out for something. We've got Team 12 up for grabs here. They've got the second best striker in the world, Landon Donovan, on the game, obviously. Fernando Torres is in there, a couple of good young strikers. John Anarisa, you have Ugo Ehiok, who you had before. Hansjörg Butt, decent goalkeeper.
I'd love to have Ekiog back.
You had Matty Holland as well, didn't you, Fifey?
And Matt Holland. And Clint Hill is in here as well for reasons I'm not entirely sure of, but that's always something. Posancini with a D in it. Yes, let's hear it. Let's hear who gets team number 12.
It's a 16-year-old Dean Shields as well. That's fantastic.
Aidan, do you want to read this one out?
Ledderford.
Oh, this is Leeds United in.
County team, Leddersford.
So this one is for Hodgie.
Yeah.
Let's see what he can do with that. We've got two teams left. Somehow Swindon. Who have we got left? We've got Swindon, and who's the last one that we're missing?
It must be. I've not read out
Oh, it's
Haggis yet.
Haggis. It's Haggis and Swindon. It's Haggis and Swindon. So we've got Andre, who is obviously on team 13 here. We've got Andre, who was really one of the signings of the of forever in the Super League. Really rescued the season for Scott's team. Emerson, the DMC, not the MC, I guess. Lee Young Pyo is in there as well. He was a regular. Kennedy, regular. Dwight York is in there. Sonny Anderson will definitely score in the first season if you play him. There's a few good. William Gallas, is that it?
Yeah, it's William Gallas. Yeah,
That's very good. Well, it's going to be either Fifey or the Haggis Hunters who gets this one. So let's see who it is.
I'm
Gallas
absolutely delighted to announce that Team 13 are the Devils.
The Devils. Lucky 13 for Fifey and the Devils.
Halloween week as well. What could possibly go wrong?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, you've definitely got a good keeper. You've got Mito in there, promising striker. Not a bad squad at all. And that leaves, so there's not really a lot of suspense because we haven't done the Haggis Hunters yet. So they're going to be Team 14.
Aidan, do you want to confirm who you've picked out as 14? He's nodding. Yes, it's Haggis Hunters.
It's the Haggis Hunters.
There's the little ticket for you and Ryan.
Which actually has Neil Scally in it. Neil Scally is reunited with his old manager. There's Barsom, who some people campaign to have included. There's Morientes is in there. Philip Koku, Frank Lampard, I think you might have had before. Chris, who was an arrival at Sloss, and obviously Ryan, your trophy-winning keeper, Iker Casillas, goes to the Haggis Hunters.
Yeah, I think this is probably one of my favourite squads. This I also would point out that Roberto Baggio is fantastic at AMC season 1, and I think Enrique Chiesa is another Super League winner with Rapid Apollo a long time ago. But yeah, he used to play him up top. What Fifey probably knows that better than me, but yeah, he's a player that wasn't Enrique Chiesa.
Yeah, he was his fourth, wasn't he, behind his main two and Dario Hussein?
Yeah, but I basically I remember watching it and him scoring goals and playing for them. So he's definitely got some Super League pedigree in there.
Mm-hmm. And there's Andres Oliveira, who obviously was at Devils in Team 14 as well. So these will obviously be sent out so you can see them. But just in case you've missed it, we can run through them quickly now. So Team 1 is Dudley Hill. Team 2 is Northern Burn. Team 3 is the Special Gazelles. Congratulations, Craig, on that one. Chris Max, Fulchester United, I think is the rebrand. Is that right, Ryan?
Yeah, that's correct.
He's got team number 4. Team 5 is the Hools Vikings with Tora Andra Flo, who has to play. Team 6 is the new Churchtown side. Churchtown, obviously, one of the few teams that didn't change much in terms of their franchise, their logo, which I still believe is, at the moment, is probably the best, from my personal perspective, the best logo in the league, or the best crest in the league. Sloth's a close second, obviously. Rob gets Team 7. Team 8 is Jamie and the Dragon Destroyers and the assistant managers. We have Team 9, which was Asta, which was Alf's dream, with a couple of good old guys, Guillermo and Martin Keown in there. Marco Di Vaio is in there. Who else have we got? Even Samorano. It's a very decent looking squad there. Team 10, Lokomotiv Boston. I want to say that this is Greaves, maybe, or Stephen Wrights. It's one or the other. I forget. The other one is.
It's PR Greaves, Lokomotiv Boston.
This one is Greaves. Okay, perfect. Thanks for reminding me. The other one is, so Steve's is the Dudley thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well remembered. A chairman who really takes his job seriously. Scott got Paul Douglas, obviously. I mean, That was never not going to happen. Hodgie gets team 12, which is hand jug but. Fifey gets team 13, which is guaranteeing him a solid goalkeeper and a couple of good players scattered about the pitch. Vasiliuk, amongst others, obviously a Super League regular as well. And team 14 is the Haggis Hunters, where Neil Scally goes back to his two. I don't know what it's called on the scene, but I'm sure they can tell you more about what they get up to with Neil Scally. That kind of concludes the action for tonight. We're just about out of time on our Zoom call and on everything else. Ryan, any famous last words from you? We'll be back on Sunday, obviously, with a fancier layout and the draw of the final teams. Anything to add from you?
No, if anyone's got any questions, any of the lads involved really got any questions about rules and things like that, we've not really been through for the new lads. So basically make sure you put any questions in about how it's going to work. Yeah, obviously these are just your provisional squads, and obviously the main men are getting drawn on Sunday, and I think we'll definitely do a test run before then, just even if it's just 10 minutes to make sure we've got it down. Because yeah, I don't know what it's like for the rest of the people in the stream, but on my YouTube that I'm watching on, I can't even make out the player names. So
right. Yeah. No, I didn't think that would be possible because I think the format is a little bit. Not the format, the kind of the size of it, yeah, is not compatible with what I'm putting out. So because it's kind of stretched. So yeah, but we'll work on that obviously. Fivey and Aiden, thanks very much for your and the cat. Does the cat have a name?
Bobbit.
Bobbit, right. Very good. Well, thank you very much for your assistance, and we'll obviously hear from you again on Sunday, where there will be a lot more drawing to be done. 40, well, it'll be this times 14 basically, and this took half an hour, so we'll see. There'll be less time for comments in between, but I'm sure we'll get there somehow. So thank you very much everyone for tuning in. Apologies for the slight technical problems. We'll have hopefully, time permitting, we'll have time to do a bit of a test run before that. So hopefully everything should run smoothly on Sunday. So thanks for signing in. We'll get the squads out to you as soon as possible, so you've got them there in case you. I mean, you should be able to find them somewhere on the Twitter thing. But
I've just posted them in the technical area, so
okay,
they're already.
perfect. So you should be able to see them there. So all good. Well, thanks very much, Ryan. Thanks very much, Fifey and Aiden and Bobbit for your assistance.
Cheers,
and
everyone.
I'll speak to you all soon.
See ya.
Bye.